After crocheting for just 2 years, I found a love for granny square, and I'm dedicating every Sunday in 2025 to something granny square related. Hey, it's Tammy, Crafty Mompreneur. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Today is another episode of Granny Square Sunday, where I am showing you the squares that I crocheted from the book, A Modern Guide to Granny Squares. Also share with you any updates that I have on Granny Square projects that I'm working on, and just anything else Granny Square related. So let's just get right into the video. So in last week's video, I shared with you that we were going to be making this Granny Square. And I did not share with you the yarn that I was going to be using. I'm going to share with you a few clips of that granny square being made. Okay, I can't tell you how many times I have forgotten to carry the yarn as I do these corners. It seems like I always have a question for experienced granny square makers. How come I can see where I carry the yarn? And how do you get that to stop? Like, is it just because my stitches aren't tight enough? Like, what is the deal with seeing yarn, like the carrying yarn? Is that normal? Am I doing something wrong? So I guess I'll find out. Okay, I am on my last round of this one. I messed up these. Messed up there and there, and I didn't do that right. It was supposed to be like you go over it, and I did not. I think I did on these. But let's see, what does it say? Like that? I don't know. As you saw in the clips, there was a little bit of trouble that this square gave me, but in the end, I think it turned out pretty good. Here it is. I honestly think that I have the wrong number here, and I kind of got a little too comfortable with just not counting. And then I also messed up. Let's see, where else did I mess up? By the time I figured out that I was doing this thing wrong, I didn't want to redo it. So it's definitely not perfect, but these were the colors that I chose. And again, here's the version in the book. So, I mean, I think it works. And then I think in the clips I mentioned this, but I wanted to just show you a little bit closer. Like when you carry yarn, I don't know. Like you can't see it from far away, like when you look at it, but if you have any tricks for carrying yarn, on the back you can definitely see the yarn where I carried. And I don't really, you know, I mean, if you've been following me for a little while, you know that granny squares are not something that I have very much experience with, so I think I'm doing pretty good. You know, and I think with every one, I'm getting better. So the next one, that I decided to do, I don't know if I showed you, I can't remember, but I'll show you again. I only did 2 this week, and it was this one. And so then I have a couple clips from that one, and one of them is kind of funny. This was the first square this week, and now I'm gonna have my husband pick what colors should go for this square.
So is it for the same project? Like, will this square be included with the others?
Yes, like I'm gonna use these together in a project.
So they maybe go in the same pattern of the white and this kind of maroon.
Where it's green, what should it be?
White.
So green equals white.
Yeah.
Okay. And then yellow is
kind of this, I think it's this maroon color.
Okay.
Kind of the same pattern as what you have here, where it goes white, maroon, orange.
Yeah, but it kind of gets mixed up. I just need to know like where there's this light.
Okay.
What color should I use? This one?
Yeah, the orange. Are those 2 different colors there? Or is that more like an orange and a red?
I think it's 2 different colors. All right, and then the light pink.
This color. That's this one here, right?
Yeah, that's peach. All right, and then we have, I feel like those are different, but I don't know if I have enough.
You could go white again.
Oh, it's gonna be there. Maybe.
Wait, which one, do you have this peach color that kind of?
Oh, that's the same as that. So maybe I do this one? Where that one is?
Yeah, that'll work. Yeah. Wait, which line are we on now? Which circle?
I think this darker red right here.
Okay. And then I would do the gray that's on there, do it gray.
Okay.
So it's not too many like.
And then like
brighter
the
colors.
red is gonna be the white, I guess. And then that's it.
Yeah.
Gray equals gray.
Yay.
So wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect. Yay. Okay, so far this one kind of gave me a pain in the butt because I didn't count my stitches right and I was a little bit off, but I kind of fixed it, so it's fine. I think I'm at this green right here, so I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more rounds of, looks like just single crochets maybe, and I will be done. So here is how that square turned out, and this one was just very kind of repetitive, so I kind of stopped filming the time lapse after a while because it was just like basic, like so basic. I mean, it was the same stitch over and over, and I will tell you that I need to pay better attention when I'm making granny squares because I think you can kind of tell where it's bunching up a little bit, that I had too many stitches. And I'm not really sure what I did. I just maybe wasn't paying attention, or I was tired when I was making it or something. But I had to like put 2 stitches together to kind of even it out. And so it's definitely not perfect, but hopefully when I block them and once I figure out what to do with these two, it'll all work. It'll all work out. So in this book, there are, I think 40 squares and over 40 unique granny square designs. Okay, there's over 40. And so by the end of this book, I'm gonna have just a whole bunch of different granny squares. So far this year, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 jumbo granny squares and 3 different projects. as of right now, I am not planning like any specific projects with any of these squares because right now I'm still going to be working on projects from our last Granny Square, from the Granny Square card deck. And then once I get all those Granny Squares sorted out and finished with a project, then we will move on to doing projects with these. So right now with these different colors, I have 3 projects so far that we'll be doing with this book. That is the plan so far. Now I'm going to show you the yarn and the square for next week. I actually had my daughter pick the square this week, only because I figure that that's just how I wanted it. I have to give a shout out to my youngest daughter because she did my nails today. So she did this really cool technique and it's chrome, and it's really cool how she does it. Like, she does an awesome job. Like, seriously, my daughter is like the best when it comes to nails. So shout out to my daughter Sydney for my nails. Now you guys don't have to look at ugly nails when I'm crocheting anymore. So my youngest daughter picked this square to do. It is called Diamond Days, and this is the square for next week. And then I'm just going to pick another one to go with it using the same colors. Yeah, and then the yarn, I think I got a pretty good mix of yarn to go with it. I'm running a little low on this pink, but I think I'll have enough at least for these 2 squares. And then by the time I actually do something with these squares, I'll be off my like yarn buying ban, and I think I will have made a big enough dent in this to buy yarn, you know what I mean? So here's the different yarns that I have for this project. Here's the square. So I think I got pretty close. So next week I will have this square done, as well as probably 1 or 2 others, just depending on time. So that's all for the Modern Guide to Granny Squares. Now for the update on our work in progress bag. So after last Sunday's video, I did put out a poll, and I asked you guys for your input on what color the liner should be for this bag that I am working on from the Granny Squares from the card deck. And you guys picked green. I think that was the top contender. And so I went ahead and went with green. Now, I did not finish the bag. So if you were hoping to see a finished work in progress bag, I don't have that for you, but I have made a little bit of progress on it. It's just that I have a lot of projects going on at the same time. And I'm just, this isn't like, you know, I have to get it done. Like, there's certain things like I have to get done. Like, I have to do custom orders. I have to market prep a little bit for my February market there, you know. And so this is just a project for me. So I'm not like, it's not super urgent. Do you know what I mean? So while it is something that I'm making progress on, it's just not there yet. I'm hoping next week. But I'm going to show you what I've done so far. This was the fabric picked. And what I ended up doing is going with a border of the green, and I just did a single crochet and then a half double crochet, no, a double crochet for the border. Still haven't weaved in the ends, but that's okay. And then so this then was ready for me to, you know, measure and see how big of a liner that I needed to cut out. So I got those measurements done, and then I went ahead and grabbed my fabric. I do have experience with sewing. I've been sewing since I was very young, and rather than just trying to make a pattern, what I did is I just measured the different sides of each of the bags, the front panel, the back panel, the bottom panel, and the sides, and I just came up with measurements. And then I laid out the fabric and cut out squares of those measurements. And then once that was done, then I sewed each of the seams. Okay, so I sewed all these seams, and now we're gonna just see if this actually works for the bag. Now, I'm not gonna be able to finish it today, obviously. but we can at least see if we're headed in the right direction. So here is the bag. And then this is the lining. So yeah, I think it'll work. So there you can kind of see what it's gonna look like. But I do have to put some stabilizer on this fabric to make it a little more, to give it more shape. You won't really see the green through it as much. It'll be more of a white, I think. Iron down an edge and then sew this along the green there. So now I'll just show you kind of where we're at and the things left to do on the bag. So here's just a bigger scale, like, picture with it. I mean, it's a pretty good size, I guess. It's bigger than I thought it would be. All that's left is to add some sort of stiffener on this. I'm going to cover this piece of foam board in the fabric, just so that it, and I'll just glue it on or whatever, fabric. I think I have some fabric adhesive glue. We'll do that and make 2 handles. And I think I got some good suggestions on my last video for what stitch to use for handles. Otherwise, if you want to drop your suggestions for, you know, good stitches for handles, another suggestion was to line the handles, which I might do. Like if I find the handles after I crochet them, if they have too much of a stretch, then I'll just, you know, put some fabric on them. But I am gonna just continue the green, I think. So yeah, I think I made progress on it, so that's good, right? And it's almost there. And if you can see, I literally have crochet projects all over my house. And so this will be good for, you know, when I'm sitting on the couch. I have the Anchor the Octopus on my coffee table right now, because anytime I'm sitting on the couch watching TV with my husband, I just pick up something with Anchor. Like last night I was working on tentacles. Oh, Lord. I was working on tentacles last night, and I'm almost done with all the tentacles, so it would be nice to have this bag just to put all that stuff in. And so that's kind of what I foresee this bag being used for. So I'm excited to get it done. Hopefully next week. I'm gonna spend some time this week doing that. So glad I don't have a market till February. So glad. So yeah, I think that's a wrap. So that's gonna do it for today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe, because Tuesday's video, I have a custom order that I'm going to be doing, and I'm gonna just turn it into kind of like a video of how many of this thing can I make out of this ball of yarn. I think that's what I have scheduled for Tuesday's video. And then Friday's video is going to be episode 2 of my scrap bag series, where I am crocheting my way through a giant ball of mess of scrap yarn. So that's kind of what I have tentatively planned for the week. So if any of those sound interesting to you, make sure you hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when those go live, because right now I don't really have a set time. They have been going live. I have them done by, you know, 5 or 6 p.m. So that's kind of generally when my videos drop, is later in the day. I haven't got ahead of my schedule enough to have them done in advance, but I'm working on it. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thanks for being here. I really do appreciate it. This journey has been so fun, and I'm just excited to make videos for you guys. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye. I tried and cut for no, that's not what I'm gonna do. It's going to be a update. The thingies. Why can't I think of what it's called? Tentacles.